was your story of when you had a paper and you were in Kampala. Yeah, and then the paper started at 8. It was started at 8, and she had come from the bar. I'll never forget that story.
About 5 a.m.
Alrighty. Welcome back, guys, to Shnaks. I love when we're more than 2 people, like when we're 3 or 4 people on the couch. We have a visitor.
Guys, I can't stop smiling. Mama,
we've actually been talking about recording, with Lisa and Pearl. Shout out Pearl. We only got one half of the best pair here, but we'll do another video with both of them.
She's coming.
Today's video basically is about juggling multiple jobs / careers, and we felt like Lisa was the perfect person to bring on because
queen of when you're writing Lisa's bio, it's like feminist author.
You can write like
what?
paragraphs.
What?
Actually, let her introduce herself.
That's why I was like,
herself
do
and
I
what
have
she
to?
does.
Can you just say hey?
Have you yet learned how to do it in one statement? My name is Lisa and da 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 da.
Now I can do da 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 da, but when I have to like explain the exact thing. Anyway, I've got a glass. So, hi, my name is Lisa Kanyomozi Rabwoni. I am employed as a TV personality. I do the wrap up, which is the news segment. I am an entrepreneur. I do Oboniire, which is an afro-centric brand, launching a fashion line soon. And Amaka as well, that does small scale interior decor. I am a communicator through YouTube, Conversations with Kanyomozi. I also wrote a book, so I'm an author through that communication thing. It's called On the Job, launching the 2nd edition in August. I am a Girl Stuff ambassador and a board member for Choose Yourself. I am.
We're still going.
We're still.
The video has ended.
What else? Oh my god, there's one more thing that I really
It's like you're rapping.
I am the founder of Yambi Foundation that does fundraising or crowdfunding for health-related causes, centering around mental health and cancer for now, for children and women.
Wow. Guys, we're gonna probably put in the description as many links as we can to our book, to Yambi, to
I'm an influencer. I'm an influencer. So give me your money.
So I know you guys see me and Ethel's faces all the time and you're bored, but for the sake of this video, I'm gonna ask that Ethel and I also kind of share the different things that we're involved in, because it will help with the context of like what we're gonna speak about. Baby girl, go first.
Hi guys, my name is Ethel. So I work at a marketing agency, and that's where I do the digital management and strategy work. And then I lead the marketing team at Expressions UG, which is a whole other business. And then I am a content creator and a YouTuber at Shnaks, which you guys watch and you guys love. We also do some freelance work as Shnaks, so that is part of my photography work. I also do my personal freelance work, which is just as Ethel, the photographer. And yeah, I think that is, and then documentary photography as Ethel as well. And I think that's it.
Yeah. That's it. Guys, I'm Shari. I'm like Ethel at Shnaks. I do content creation on YouTube. I'm a filmmaker. Under filmmaking, I mostly direct and write. So I do like music videos, short films. Right now, I'm like in the process of planning a crowdfunding campaign for a film that I want to shoot here. So that's a big thing. I am the co-founder of Expressions UG and also the creative director at Expressions, and I pretty much like direct and conceptualize all the content on our YouTube channel at Expressions. I am also a creative director, and I hate saying this part because I feel like it's Ethel's real job and I'm not that good at it, but I also do digital strategy for a natural hair and skincare brand called Acelia. Yeah, I think that's mostly what I do, and I'm also just a soft life baby girl.
Ambassadors. This is us.
That's what we all are.
This is our vibe.
So I think we're gonna jump straight into it. Yeah. Let's not even waste time. So the first thing we're discussing is what brought you to this place of just doing as many things as you do. And Ethel, you mentioned a point about trying to find the right fit, and I want you to talk more about that, because I think often when you do many things, people think it means you have everything figured out and you're just a superwoman, a superhero.
Or the negative side of that, where like you don't know exactly what you're doing.
So you're all over the place. disorganized. I think for me it was parts of my career or the different jobs I do were things I was doing even before graduating uni. Like the photography was always a thing that I did and I loved. Content creation, that is slowly, I feel like that term is very interesting because I feel like we used to create content even before creating content was a thing. We weren't calling ourselves content creators. But I think things like those have always been a part of my life. But then they reached a point where it was like, okay, I enjoy photography. There's an opportunity for me to like work in like branding and marketing. So I'm like, okay, maybe I can learn and I can grow. And then I started doing it and I'm like, oh wow, there's so much that I can do and I can grow from here. How I reached this point was trying to do everything I love and try and see how I can grow and what each of those things have in store for me. Because I'm still so young and I feel like I still have such a long way to go in my career.
So can I ask you guys, and maybe Lisa, you can answer this one. You said something about we're still so young. Why do you guys think you've taken the path of I'm still so young, I can try these different things? What do you guys feel is the disadvantage or just doesn't suit who you are as a person about doing it the other way of let me first write the books, then I become a content creator, then I finish.
Like I told you before, like for me, everything just found me. Like we just kept saying, okay, pick up, you know, like when you're in the supermarket, just But I think it got to a point where I said, you have all these many talents, so like you only have now to make the mistakes. Like, oh, you can make mistakes
we mentioned
we talked about this,
Fair enough, guys. You can make mistakes at any age. It's fine.
But the responsibilities are definitely
stakes are higher. Change. And this is something that I keep telling the girls whenever we're like, no, let's say this. I'm like, guys, we'll have responsibilities next year.
When you have to stay inside.
Every month something changes. You have something
that's
new.
True.
You have a new burden to carry or a new challenge to take on. Right now, for example, maybe like Zua. Before Zua comes, there's so many mistakes that I can make.
If you don't know what Zua is, I don't know why you're here.
Zua is my baby, but I didn't have it. But before the child comes, you're only young now, so like try them out. If it fails, if the business fails today, I think we'll get a corporate job.
Oh man, you really can.
But also living a life of no regrets. Like you just shoot your shot,
bro.
And if it's a no, it's a no. If it's a yes,
rather fail now, bro. And me and Shai were talking about that like a few days ago about like the struggles of entrepreneurship and like having businesses and knowing that this business could fail. They'd rather not work out now than them not working out when the stakes are really high.
You know something I think I'm realizing about if things we try now fail? I think a big thing that I think we all worry about is fear of failure and what it says about us. But the truth is, guys, if something you've done fails, right? A business idea or something. Do you know there are so many factors that contribute to that failure? It's not that you're like already.
But it's very important for you to get to that point where you say it's not me.
It's not me.
And you are a person outside of your businesses.
And I think especially for creators, because everything we do is very
it's like your name.
Emotional.
We're attached. It's us. I've given a piece of myself. I think another thing for me that I think we probably all relate to that has personally brought me to a place where I do so many different kinds of things is also out of necessity. The economy that we're living in Kampala, the world that we're living in, I keep telling we have to make Kampala work for you. You have to. And one of the ways is that I think for all of us we can agree that the one thing that you do, it doesn't pay enough to give you the kind of lifestyle that you want. So you just find yourself getting creative and finding ways to monetize different skills that you have. And since the three of us are just talented babes, why
not?
Quite a number of those skills. Another thing for me that I thought about when I thought of this question was how I view purpose. I've found that I don't believe in purpose as I have one true calling and my calling is to be a doctor. You know what I mean? I think you do have a calling, but there are various tools that you use to do that work.
That message,
It's because you're using those different tools to share and do the work that you've been called to do. Like me as a storyteller or someone who wants to disrupt like norms or to uplift women, I find that there's so many ways that I want to do that and I shouldn't limit that. It's like limiting my calling.
Why? I like how you mentioned that because I feel like in that you said your one purpose is just tell stories. Storytelling. But then you find different avenues to be able to do that.
Yes.
And the same way I found like I'm a communicator, so I find different avenues to be able to do that.
I'm gonna move us to the next one, which is about how we're coping. And I want to start with Lisa because you said something in your answers and I felt it. And you talked about having this overwhelming fear, especially you said after uni, of I'm not doing enough, therefore I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
And it's so ironic that us, the people who are doing so many things, still can feel like we're not doing enough.
So tired.
So like, where does that come from for you?
Anyway, so I'm a firstborn.
Okay.
So and also like my dad's praise. Sorry to my siblings. It is what it is. It's factual. But
just so you know, I'm a big fan of your sister. I'm a big fan of you, girl.
I love her so much. That's fine. Anyway, so there's always that pressure of you carry, because my dad is the type of person who says, I've invested all of myself in you, so you must pretend. So like
he tells you that.
So there's always been that thing in my head that you always have to do more. There's a sense to do more. But then also, I feel like because we're in a creative industry, you're not in the corporate industry. So it doesn't add up to what you're doing. So you're always asking, so if I'm resting at 8 and someone else is at office, what the hell am I doing? You get
and that comparison.
My life is so different.
That whole perception also, I feel like
also the molding and
conditioning. Because we're used to, we understand like working hard as one thing or one way.
It looks a certain type of way.
Yes, people who stay in office late or people who are wake up at like 5. You know, there's 5 a.m. club or whatever it is. And I feel like if you don't fit in that, then it's like, oh, I'm not working enough.
Exactly, there's a give and take. Because me, I feel like that whole thing of, okay, as we don't do 9 to 5, we kind of like decide what to do with our time. At the end of the day, those guys may do 9 to 5, but baby, on public holidays when they're resting, I'm working.
Exactly.
On a weekend when they're resting, I work on Sundays, guys. I literally work on Sundays. I wanted to mention a point that kind of related to how she mentioned an overwhelming sense of fear. Sometimes I compare myself to other people. So I watch someone else who has chosen another path, and for them their path is, I have a niche and I'm only going to do that niche. And when I start to see them succeed, I feel guilty because I'm like, have I not succeeded?
Because I didn't
instead of picking one thing, I picked many. And then my head starts telling me, doesn't mean you don't love all your things enough, because people who chose one thing means they really believed in that one thing. Am I saying that I'm putting my eggs in different baskets because I don't believe those things can work, you know? So sometimes I get that guilt, and honestly, I haven't figured out, maybe you guys might have advice, how to like talk myself out of the guilt, or how to reason with myself. First of all, guys, you know people say a jack of all trades but a master of none. That's not even the full quote.
It's annoying. Guys.
I want to read the full quote.
Please read it.
A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Woo. And guys, I feel like, man, like that's the honest truth. If you think about life realistically and how people have succeeded in life, the
most successful people, they do so many things.
Athletes who are billionaires, they rose to fame because of their talent.
One thing, but they are to multiple things.
They are just doing everything. Please,
I hear you one more time.
Just sorry, in response to what you were saying, what you see about someone's journey is what you see.
Exactly.
And it's not, you don't know what they've done, what they've sacrificed to get there, first of all, and what they are sacrificing right now at the moment. When you are admiring something about them, there's something that you don't like, you're probably not going to enjoy about what they're doing. It's very difficult not to care, because we live in a world where we're constantly on social media, we're seeing other people's lives and all that. But then understanding that like your journey is your journey, Shari's journey is Shari's journey, and first of all, that's the only journey you're in control of, you have power over. That thing of comparison is a thief of joy is so true, and like the more I grow, the more I'm like, bruh. Like the more we do it, the more we are unsatisfied with what our task is, and we feel like there's a need to look at what on someone else's plate, when it's like, bruh, you don't even know what they're doing behind the scenes.
But also to think about it, because even with our work, there's people who see us and like, oh my god, you're doing amazing.
You're just like, wow,
but you know the pain that you feel, you know the late nights,
and you're the only one.
You know the stress, you know how hard it is, you know how you're struggling, you know the self that you're fighting with, like you know all these things about yourself. But what people are saying are finished results. Like, I want to get like that.
And I think I really wanted you here because I was like, we see Lisa the persona on Twitter, laughing, happy, talking about Zuba, but I'm like, oh man, when she gets home at the end of the day and goes to her room, guys, we don't know what she's dealing with.
And that's something I could try to do on social media, but I don't know if people are receptive to it as well. You have to show an all-round positive. People see the wins, they're like, oh, fix it. No, it's not. I could be smiling now that we just got a Yambi donation.
However,
but I'm crying because I just don't feel like, so the Oboniire launch is happening. And I'm just like, if I throw an event, people will come. I'm feeling so doubtful about how that's happening.
Those were those are highlights of you guys' answers for me, but I want to know how you're coping, because one thing I really want people to get from this video is that guys, it's not easy and you're not alone. I've just thought about what's your relationship with burnout in terms of being someone who juggles things.
I think my burnout is a December burnout. December, I'm through.
Do you remember last year?
Yeah,
I am through.
We both didn't work in December,
guys.
Don't want to know.
I don't even think I worked in November. I think
at the time I had a radio job.
So you had to show up.
I just got a radio play.
How do you go on that mic and
that's why in my heart, because by the time I left radio, I'd spoken to one of the supervisors and said I'm not happy.
I can't do this.
I can't. I am tired. My days start at 6 a.m. Go to Mukono, come back, shoot for TV,
as for that,
do orders.
Listen, impossible.
Do orders, stay late night, do radio, leave studio midnight, 1, get home, shower,
during lockdown,
2, continue 6 a.m. My day, I was like, I'm done. So the burnout was crazy.
As you're doing it, what is fueling you? What are you using as your fuel every day to be able to do that kind of routine?
I've committed.
That's me as well, man.
You've committed. That's sure.
I've committed, and I'm a person of a certain kind of quality.
Yeah.
I don't do
deliver.
work. I don't do half.
Yeah.
I know.
I remember this week, Wednesday. I remember I was so moody in the studio, and even today when I was leaving the studio, I told the assistant producer, thank you for dealing with my mood swings this week, because
it's been a long one.
It's been a long one. I appreciate you.
Yeah,
because you have to remember that.
I like
that you did that.
I was like, you've been difficult this week.
Because also communicating to people around you.
You know why communication is important? Because we all work in so many different places. Your stress and mood can be coming from this other job.
Exactly.
Now you're putting it on this guy's in this other job. So you kind of have to communicate that, man, things this side have
I'm
also
not well.
I'm
not okay. Yeah. But I appreciate you. Thank you very much. So guys, remember to be kind back. Also that.
Yeah. Do you guys find yourselves in situations where you've looked at your hands and you're they are now full, but when something else comes, you find space for it and you take it on?
Yep, I used to do that.
What's your relationship with being able to say no and saying this is
I love it these days, because I'm first of all, I used to be very excited by the opportunity to get more gigs or get more jobs. Whenever a gig would come, I'd be oh my gosh, yes, and I'm succeeding. I thought it meant I'm doing something good. But then I realized that I can't deliver my best work when I'm not at my best. Yeah, I think what made me step back was because I was realizing that I was dropping the ball on the things that I loved the most.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, if you're responsible for 6 things maybe, and then the priorities, I think for me, I have a to-do list, then I have a priority list in that to-do list, and I'm like, what do I need to do today that something will fail if it doesn't happen today? And I'm like, if I'm not able to do those 3 things well, then obviously I'm not going to come and reply your DM about that thingy. So
I get that, and you don't owe people that.
I think for me it was this is simple, but also just standard.
Okay.
So you can say yes to 10 million things, but you are not delivering, as you said. You're not giving your full self. You're not giving your best. So then, the word on the street, because it's creative, the word on the street is that chick.
She just work.
She says that she can do the work, but she can't. She can't do it. So I think for the sake of the reputation or the image of a brand, I say, do you know what? Doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Also, something I've realized is I'm a big believer of guys, the table has so many seats. When you come to me with something that I can't take on, I'm so happy to recommend someone.
I love that.
Who I even think needs the work or is in a space where they have the time, and that stuff will come back for you. You'll get your returns.
Obviously.
So recommend them and pass it on, but also someone that you trust, because you don't want people to come back.
Wait,
you recommended this person and
it's your brand on the line.
So Lisa, you mentioned something about therapy, but specifically how the things you taught you about work culture. And I was so intrigued. I'm like, therapy can teach you things. I always think therapy is just only about
internal, not external.
So what did you teach you about work culture?
Through therapy, I got diagnosed with ADHD because we had to explain what is it. I had such a thing for procrastinating, but then also pressure, working under pressure. I'll be crying, and I'm typing, I'm crying. Oh my god.
So would this happen even with like school assignments?
Everything. Because I always felt like if I started early, I'm gonna fail. So let's start it when my brain works, when it's late. So yeah. So my dissertation story was hectic because they'd given us time. They'd given us time. I'm like, Jan. But
I feel like Miss Chico was the chick who can write 50,000 words in the 3 days before.
I can.
No, it was your story of when you had a paper and you were in Kampala.
Party.
Yeah, and then the
paper
started at 8.
Yeah,
I was at 8. It was started at 8 and she had come from the bar. I'll never forget that story.
I came from the bar at 5 a.m. I came from the bar at 5 a.m. And my parents assumed I was in Mukono, so I had to finish the paper.
You couldn't go home?
At 8:17, I woke up. Everyone was calling me. The lecturers had called me. There were 2 lecturers.
Saying that you're not here, we have started.
My friends, all of them called me. I always have 2 lines. So everyone had called me on all the lines. I woke up like the brewery I was. And I took a judge.
No, I'll never forget that story. I'll never forget that story.
So my friend was like, do you know you look like the brewer. The one there. That's what you look like. I sat my exam. You know the fear of...
No, so me, I'm trying to... Now, you when it's time to write the answers for the exam, how is your hand? My hand would be shaking.
I was so boosted, but I had summaries. So while I'm on the border,
you're reading your summaries.
So then I get into class, I write.
That story killed me. The guys were there the night before. They were like... Lisa was there in the bala. And you
are asking when things work out like that. You're like, so
it's not even like graduate.
And read.
It's a bad cycle.
That's
it's
like
a really bad cycle.
I graduated. Anybody can graduate. If I graduate,
it's coming. It's coming.
And so reverse to getting diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah. So that explained so much why I pile up so many things. Why it's so easy for me to start. So I could have this launch and it's giving me so much anxiety. So now I'm going to say, let's start a project with Yambi.
Because you're trying to
avoid that. Yeah, because I'm trying to avoid this one that's giving me stress. So then I'd keep starting and that's how my life works, literally. And another thing we realized is like, I don't like to deal with trauma, I don't like to deal with my feelings. So when it came to us having a conversation on my sexual trauma and whatnot, it was always just a situation of, oh, I'm free enough. So now let's start
So why not?
So now let's be busy.
You don't ever want to be
doing
nothing to avoid that you have to actually face
and think with all these different emotions. What helped me was telling my friends, Pearl, especially Pearl, bless Turner, to be able to watch out for this.
Happy birthday, Turner!
Happy birthday, Turner!
I know this is going to come out later, but
it's on your day.
Happy birthday, girl.
Being able to tell people who are in my close circles, this and this had happened. So now you help me monitor it. So now with Yambi, because I work with Blessed, she'll see when I want to start like 3 different projects.
And she'll first calm you down.
Lisa, we have to finish this, have to finish this, have to finish this. Probably maybe make a commitment not to start anything new until we finish what is here.
I love that.
I really like that. People like Tana and I would talk through the ADHD thing. And I'm like, okay, how are we feeling today? Are we good? Okay. Is this happening? So that's why I said my friends are good support system. Yeah.
And now that therapy has unearthed to you your pressure points to deal with, are there things therapy has also equipped you with to deal with those pressure points? Because yes, you're aware of the problems, but has therapy also given you tools to now deal with those problems?
It did, but like I'm very stubborn, so it has to be someone else to implement it. Otherwise, I just say no, I don't want to do it. So even with because I mentioned journaling works for me, but until the point where Noel said, I'm going to send you money to buy a journal because you want to lie that you don't have money. So
I'll buy that journal.
I'll buy that stuff. So until someone has checked on me and forcefully reminded me to do something or to help me work through this or to jump this hurdle, it's not happen.
That's beautiful, having people.
They're so annoying.
I think it'd be nice. I think in relation to everything you've just said, just in terms of healthy coping mechanisms, something I've slowly started learning is 2 things. Learning how to say no. We talked about this a bit earlier. And just how you said support from friends. One thing I'm grateful for and that I think we should all be intentional about is having the person in your corner who cares about you more than the work that you're doing.
Yeah.
Like for me, my person is Ethel. I even work with Ethel, but there can be times where I'll talk to Ethel and she knows I'm not okay, and she'll tell me, "Don't do the work, say no." And it's work that we're supposed to do. Like she knows it means we're going to delay or we're going to have to push things, but she'll say, I need you alive to be able to do the work at the end of the day. So I think that has also helped me. And sometimes, guys, I get scared of telling people no, so I need someone to hype me and to be like, nah, to be in my ear like, nah, say no. So I think Ethel has helped with that. Another thing I've learned is because of the type of work that I do, for mostly, let's say, let me use directing as an example. People will come to me and like want me to direct a video or this or that. I've started to have like a checklist of the kind of team and I allow myself to work with, because right now I'm so busy, I don't have time
to work with.
Let me tell you guys, shout out Afsa.
I was literally thinking of her.
As long as Afsa is on that team, I'm in.
Let's go.
Afsa can call me today and I'll be ready to work tomorrow. Why? Because I trust Afsa. I know the kind of environment Afsa creates to work in. I know the kind of people she'll surround me with. There are some people who will reach out to you and you're like, this is actually going to waste my time.
You're going to get more stressed.
You'll get my creativity and my work, but I will be losing.
Wow.
So that's another thing. Don't just take every job. Think, I'm already so busy. How worth it is this job? And what environment am I allowing myself to be in by taking on this project? And guys, it can be even something that pays well, but still, is it worth it?
Bro.
For you who does so many things.
That is actually such a good place to get to, you guys.
Pick and choose.
I love money, but you're not gonna stress me.
No, you can't.
I remember I was editing for a magazine, and it was great, but the work environment was so toxic. I was like, my dear, at that point, I think it was the beginning. I had no plan B. I had no Oboniire. I had nothing. I didn't even know where to start. I just said,
it's not this.
And I'm so happy it happened. I'm so happy it happened so early. So I got to a place where even when I look at it like a job offer or something, as long as I see stress, because I'm not going to be happy. I don't
walk in there.
Ethel,
so interesting.
How have you? Because I think you're very good at this. So like that point of reminding yourself that sometimes you're human and how you show up on different days is different.
Redefining what showing up a daily means. I feel like we've all seen that picture by now. What we think showing up means, what it actually means. And on second line, there's like a circle that's almost empty. And it's wild because I feel like there's seasons of my life, like I like having quarterly goals. So I'm like, in this quarter, I want to have achieved this. So sometimes I'm like, so in this week, you've not done like nothing, and then you want to reach that quarterly goal. So how are you going to reach there? But it's allowing myself to have moments of respecting that my body is not able to do certain things. And sometimes I freak out. Like I feel like it was last month when I called Shari and I was like, you chick, I can't do any work. Like I've woken up, and because I work from home, like remote work has been my life since COVID started, so I have to be very disciplined and manage my time myself and meet all these targets and goals that have been given to me. So if I'm not able to work for a day, mentally I'm not okay. Like I can't.
Your body is telling you
my body is telling me something and I need to listen. So allowing myself to say tomorrow is a new day and new mercies, that's one of my favorite lines. So for me it's like, today didn't work, but tomorrow I'm going to bring my A game and try again in the best way possible. That's kind of what has helped me.
Can I counter ask?
Yeah, of course,
because there are many days where I feel like that. But then, like, I'm not even going to do the work. I'm just going to sit there and panic. So how do you manage that? I'm going to sit there and panic, but then even tomorrow I'll sit there and panic. Tomorrow I'll sit there and panic.
So change your environment. What I do sometimes is that day when you know you're going to sit down and panic and you've noticed it, you know that I can't do anything. I leave the house. I go and see a friend. I go and change my environment completely.
But then I'm like, I'm here, but then there's what?
Yeah,
that's the problem. And you know that's what you need to
be able to be like, I'm leaving work at home, but I'm going to do it so that I can come and show up tomorrow as my better self. Because other than that, you're going to wake up in the same cycle.
I know we always say be kind to yourself, be gentle, but guys, sometimes you need radical kindness to yourself that doesn't make sense. That thing of panicking, I know tomorrow I'll panic and I won't deliver, but you still go and visit your friend, is called radical kindness. It's not supposed to make sense.
You don't need
It's not supposed to be logical. It really doesn't make sense. Like I started doing this thing where even on a day, guys, where I look at my list and I've done absolutely nothing, I look in the mirror and I say, I've done the best I could.
Bro, you're brilliant.
You're brilliant. Waking up today was the best that I could do.
But also having people around you, I feel like
I'm not so sure about this.
I'm not, and that's why I thought lists work so well for me because I have the worst memory, but they also give me so much anxiety because when I open
and the things are not ticked.
I'm like,
And I've learned that also sometimes we lie to ourselves. We don't listen to our brains. And I knew that I could not finish that list.
Because when you write it down,
but I'm like, this is this for Monday. I think that I'm able to be as kind to myself because the people around me never make me feel guilty for saying that today I'm resting. They support it, and I don't know whether they actually know what they're doing. But me, whenever I'm like, oh, I need to talk to you, Shari, or like I need to take a break, or it's like it's okay. Like they never make me feel guilty to the point where I'm like, maybe I should like carry something to work. Like,
their reaction helps you
a lot.
How they react
so
helps
much.
you be like, oh, so it's going to be okay. If Shari is kawa, it means I'm going to be
exactly. That really
I think
helps.
for me, what brought me to the place of having to have radical kindness was like, I have bipolar 2, and so dealing with my mental health to the point where at some point I was crippled to the point that I couldn't walk, had to make me sit and say, my worth and my belief in myself can't come from my work. I love my work, you guys, but if I rely on that to be my worth, I'll never think I'm worthy, because the way my life is set up, I'm up and I'm down sometimes. Capitalism is the devil, guys.
And oh my,
that's why you must charge high.
Know your worth and add tax.
I have to look at that thing and say I can't come and kill myself. You're watching Prim's story.
Watching Prim's story, and she said that's why whenever she charges for her influencer rates, she adds there.
Did you see what that person told her?
Like sit nice or lose weight.
But what
they told her sit nicely or lose weight on YouTube comment.
And that this is even away from the comment. When the people you see on video, they're not your friends. Please. We're built. Yes. We're nice.
And we're building a community and online.
Boundaries, my dear.
Love them. Appreciate. You said something and it reminded me of this Instagram page, and I feel like it's called the Nap Ministry.
Oh my gosh, I love the Nap Ministry.
It's the best place.
As well.
No,
they remind me to sleep.
They literally, I love their gospel, guys. Please follow them because it's just like I feel like I love that page because when I go there, I just take a deep breath and I just like it just makes me like breathe easy, and it's absolutely amazing.
I love that because I think those of us who do this multiple jobs careers thing, we run the risk of, or not run the risk, but I think in all of us is that part of us that I guess it's slightly toxic. We're always on the move and ready. We're like, we can't just be idle. We're like, what am I doing to go forward in these things? And so I guess having that reminder, like from that ministry or wherever else it comes from for you, is good. Like you have to force you have to be forced because it doesn't come natural to us to stop. It doesn't come natural to us to stop.
So I know for a fact that like if I'm in Kampala, I don't care whether I say 4 days, I'm not going to be enough. I'm going to sleep. I'm like, let me go to this education. Let me go pick up this thing. Let me check out calorie. Maybe I can treat from home. So one of the things I do for rest is I will carry myself and go to Fort Portal to my grandmother's house. Because
Fort Portal is so beautiful.
Because I know there is nothing to do.
There's no network. There's no TV.
I love it. The TV is bad, but I don't want TV.
I love it.
I will sleep. I'll just remember and sleep. Like literally, that's what's gonna happen. But also even in my work, like something I told like the Yambi team or the Yambi board rather was our activities end in November. I'm not working. December to February 10th is my birthday. Stop.
That thing is so important because last year I think me and Shari were in a complete crisis because last year I felt like we were both deployed. And usually one person is deployed,
the other one can carry. This one we were
last year, November, we were just
guys, and it's don't let yourselves. That's another thing.
Don't
wait for
that
yourself
point.
To reach your limit, guys, because it's a horrible limit to reach. It's a horrible place to be in.
And in the same breath, everyone keeps saying, "Oh, but you guys are young. You rest. Oh, you wait and you can't move your head. Wait. When your body
dealing with health issues and that shit, bro.
The time I was in bed for 2 days, your body says you can't even stand up to go to the bathroom.
Can you imagine?
Like it's that tired.
Yeah, burnout is not good. And the thing about burnout is, I guess everyone's signs are different. But if you keep learning yourself, I think you will start to see your signs that tell you, I'm about to hit the fan. We are falling. Listen to those signs,
bro.
You guys. Listen to those signs. I can't say I'm personally not amazing at listening to them and dealing with them.
But we all, I feel like we all know our signs. Do you guys know your signs? Like, what are your signs when you know, I need
First
to?
of all, I cry all the time. When I start crying every 5 minutes.
You know, it's time. For me, it's getting angry at people. I snap.
Irritated.
I snap at everyone, and I get so.
But also, I don't want to hear people talking. I'm like, why are you talking?
Like you annoy me. Like, please, just keep quiet.
Yeah, that's me. But also, the spiraling, which I told you about, party life. When I'm burning out, that's when you see me down.
Same. That's when you see.
Thursday, Friday, Sunday. That's why you do that.
Because you forgot to face yourself. You have too much.
We're making ourselves more tired,
bro. Yes, but you remember, then you're not
you forget.
Worrying about
the issues.
Sending an email or doing A, B, C, and D.
Because I also do that thing.
I just so interesting because for me, I feel like when I go out, I'm in a good place.
When you see me going out,
and it's the time when you see me like the most boost, but yeah, that's when she's going through.
We're like, sweetheart, what's that?
Oh my god! Once you see me damning shots, what? That's not
things are
it's so far.
It's not my birthday. Why are we doing it?
So since I've not been seeing you out, it means you're
yeah, right now.
Yeah. Aww.
And I was
so guys, I think that kind of brings us to the end of most of the discussion. The last question was like a fun one. If you, since we just all do so many things, if you could only do one thing, you guys, what would it be? Both of you by then you answered, you're like, I can't pick one. I love them you pick.
I literally can't.
Oh, I know what you picked.
I know what I picked, but I have to give preamble before both pick it. Okay, guys, I couldn't pick one because I just thought, okay, so then if we're not doing this, then what will we be doing? Clearly. But I love money, and you guys give Oboniire so much money. So I'll definitely be doing Oboniire. But I'd give bless Yambi and then I love it as much.
That's cute. I feel like ultimately, and for me, I really wish that my thing was because of money, but I feel like I can't have a life without taking pictures, guys. Like I love taking pictures too much, and I always feel most fulfilled in situations where like my jobs, whatever job I'm doing, if it involves like content creation or like just shooting any kind of content and pictures, it fulfills me. So I would have to do something to do with that, but I feel like I'd get bored. That's my issue.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
And you said something about having a corporate job
has shown me, exactly. So having a corporate job for the last 2 years has shown me, like, I reached my 2-year mark, and I was like, either I leave this job or I change what I'm doing at this job. And I had to switch what I was doing at that job because I couldn't. For me, it was just the routine of it all.
That monotony.
I felt like, okay, there were growth opportunities, but I'm like, okay, I just feel like it's boring. Like I'm waking up every day and I'm doing the exact same thing. I don't know whether that would happen with pictures, but yeah. But
photography can become so many things.
Exactly.
You can't tell me Truth Slinger is bored. He's not. He's not bored.
You guys, my friends.
Since I'm the moderator, I don't have to answer the question.
Excuse us.
Anyway, guys, my answer. I feel like it's so weird that this is my answer because this is not actually something that I do as a job right now. Like I have this thing of like maybe if it became a job, I would now hate it because right now I do it. It's something I just do as a person. But guys, I think the most fulfilling thing I do is sing. So my thing will probably be making.
Ooh, look at her! I'm a singer. I'm a celebrity.
I don't currently make music. It's not one of my careers.
Guys, tell us to add their Zawi cover to Spotify. I'm telling you guys. Drop a comment. I'm serious.
I'll probably be involved in music in some way.
I
think that would. But guys, please, I love film. I love storytelling. I love everything I do. I love storytelling. I love writing. Support my things that I'm doing right now. But I think if someone put a gun to my head and said you're going to do one thing, I'll just sing because you guys, when I'm singing, it means I'm happy. You know,
bro.
I don't know who it was who said this about me. One of my friends in South Africa was saying like they can tell when I'm not okay because when I'm not okay, they don't hear me singing. When I'm okay, I just like guys. From the moment I wake up, by the way, I just start singing. I'm always singing or I'm always listening to music. I just love music, and that clearly comes from such a pure place. So I guess that's that thing. But that's my answer now, just because it's my thing that I do for myself. I don't change.
We're constantly evolving,
and that's what I like. That's what I like about being us. There's constant
change and movement.
This one must be so boring.
No, for real. Y'all 9 to 5s, oh my gosh, white collar jobs, nah.
I kind of feel like I have a 9 to 5. You know when you guys
say my favorite thing is
you actually do,
but then you don't go
9 to 5 isn't like a 9 to 5.
You guys rate us. My colleagues are watching this. Can you watch it?
Telling us 9 to 5 is how I get to dress. Sometimes I'll see my brother after I've been in a meeting and he said, that's how you went to meet your boss, or that's how you went to meet your client. And I'm like, listen, I'm a creative.
I was dabbling around getting a 9 to 5, and then like I was like, I don't have clothes. Like I have so many clothes, but like nothing I can wear. I had like 2 dresses to go to. Two.
Can you imagine?
And I wore them. Wow.
Anyway, Lisa, thank you for joining us.
Thank
this
you so
has
much
been
for
I
having
feel like
me.
it's been such a great conversation.
Yeah, it has.
I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Honestly, when you watch this video, if you guys have any further questions, I know the 3 of us how we are on social media. We will be there to answer.
Let us know.
DM us, comment on YouTube, whatever it is.
And subscribe, guys. And subscribe to Conversations with
Kanyomozi. We're gonna put links in our description. Of course,
obviously.
But you can't allow us to do 2 videos without her.